This is Brandon with the Microbiology Teaching Lab. Here we have our IRP Trello board, and I want to show you a little bit about it. Here you can see the different TAs with the different groups, and what you'll do is you'll each have your own class, and you can add your own group to each class. And if you look here, this is showing you one of our supply lists. When we check mark it, on this one we won't check mark them, but here this is showing you our supplies, and this links over to a Google Doc which shows you the supplies and how to mix them and everything else for antibiotics, and it includes counts. And back to the Trello board. So here on the Trello board we can see our different items. Here's some examples of what we would like to see with the groups. If you click on them, you get to see the group members, and if you scroll down, here is where you'll see the supplies, the items needed for project. Here, when we check mark them, that means that we put them in your bin and that you should be able to get them. So I'm uncheck marking it because we don't need it right now. It shows information down at the bottom that we can go ahead and update, and we definitely need a group contact information just in case anything goes wrong. And same for group 2. This is just another example. Different supplies, of course we'll check mark it when we have it, and put it in the bin, or we might put a note saying, hey, it's in a refrigerator or freezer. I also wanted to show you guys how to create a card. So here we're going to go ahead and create a card real quick. Let's see, Lisa, group 1. There we go, and add a card. And here we can go ahead and put the information. So let's go ahead and do checklist for the supplies. In-house supplies, add, and so then we're going to add the items. So for example, cotton swabs, 20 of them, and hit add. And then let's go to the next item. Let's see, what else do they need? Transfer pipettes. Five. Then what else? Spring water. Let's tell them that it's not to drink, it's for organisms. And what else? Probably something for the creatures to grow in, so a tank. Or a jar, maybe. Yep. And let's add that. And what else? Yeah, let's call it quits for now. Alright, so this is an example of that. Let's go ahead and close it out. Let's see, what did we not do? We did not add their contact information. We probably ought to. But let me show you what we can do. If you have your own board for your class, you can create one where everyone has their own group. It goes through the supplies. We have the supplies here. This one's for in-house supplies. So what we'll want to do is, if we wanted to add this to the other board, we'd hit copy, and we change the board to the correct board. So that was our MCS 2020, and then we're going to change it to the correct list. There's the list, create card, And so it should have gone over there. So we can close this out and we go over here to boards, and here it is. So we scroll down, look, it automatically came in here, and it has all the information that was on the other one on our class board. The purpose of doing a class board, of course, is that um, when you have a class board, you're not going to be having the students on this board, which is the point. We don't want students on here, only TAs. But if you wanted your students to do it, you could create a class board. You can have all your students on there. They can be in whatever group they're in. I'll show you how to add a new list. So what I've been doing is I've been taking the one list, creating a template essentially, and then just continuing on. So to do that, we go ahead and go here, and we're going to copy list. And of course, we can just change it to group 7 or 6, and that creates a whole new list. And it has exactly what was in the other one, except now the groups can come on here onto this board, and they can, add all their information, add all the stuff that they need, and it's going to be pretty easy for you guys. That's if you want to do it this way. You don't have to do it this way, but this is just another example. So, all right. And they have the final presentation, initial presentation. We have due dates in there, when stuff's due, for the supplies order. Here's an example of the title, example of the proposal, supplies order. So the one thing is anything that's ordered must have a link for us to get to it, and you'll understand once we go through the QWERTY. Here's the timeline for this group, the initial presentation. They can add all their information, links, etc., attachments, photos, and all the groups can do the same thing. So it's definitely a useful tool, something to consider. Let's go back to our MCS 2000, and I think that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.